Welcome everyone to a spontaneous set of readings. These are, I guess, everyday timeless readings that can apply at any time in your world, in our lives. Today we are asking Spirit, what are my dreams trying to tell me? What are my dreams trying to communicate and let me know about? Now we're going to have 3 different readings to choose from, and we're going to have, just to help with your intuition, we're going to be guided as well by these beautiful angel wings. And for each of the readings we'll be drawing tarot cards, oracle cards and moon cards. But just to tune into your guidance, we have these blue angel wings for reading number 1, the gold angel wings for reading number 2, and the white angel wings for reading number 3. And we're going to draw an angel card for each of these readings, just to support your guidance, your intuition, and to see which of the reading, or sometimes I know it's more than one, but which of the readings is really speaking to you. So this is reading number 1, communicate clearly. So there is something in reading number 1 that your dreams are trying to support you in finding the best avenue of communication. They may even be showing you and teaching you, Spirit may be giving you messages as to how to communicate in a particular situation. Or indeed letting you know, I'm also hearing a message which will be for some of you in reading 1, that maybe somebody isn't communicating clearly with you, and maybe you're needing to look beyond the obvious and listen sort of to what, not just to what they're saying, but what they're not saying. That's a message coming through already in reading number 1. Reading 2, with the beautiful golden angel wings, there's something better. Your dreams are trying to tell you that, you know, there is something better for you. I'm not going to say any more about reading number 2. For those of you that are aligning, resonating with this, you'll know this reading is speaking to you. And reading number 3, with the purity of the white angel wings, no need to worry. Okay, so some of you, maybe there is something weighing heavy on your mind, and your dreams are trying to reassure you. Spirit is speaking through your dreams in some way to try and reassure you. Now we're going to be drawing from a tarot pack for each of these. We're going to be using the Light Seers Tarot for all of the readings. We'll be using the Manifestation Oracle cards, and also we're going to be using some moon cards as well. So these will be drawn for each of the readings. If you're not sure just as yet, you know, press the pause button and just sit and see which one of these cards is speaking to you, which of the angel wings is resonating. And I will see you in just a moment in the readings. I'll put the timestamps into the information box and in the comments as well, so you can fast forward to whichever of the readings is right for you today. Welcome, reading number 1. So messages were already coming through even when this card first of all appeared, and the beautiful blue, I'm really seeing illumination, spiritual guidance coming through here. Spirit wanting to communicate with you through your dreams, asking you to either communicate more clearly or asking you to be aware that maybe somebody else isn't communicating clearly with you. So I'm going to draw from some oracle cards first of all. There's your 2. And then we will see what your tarot are going to show. In fact, I'm just going to draw from the tarot right now. There's your first. We'll draw a moon card as well. We may draw more than one, but we can draw additional clarifying cards if we need to. Actually, 2 have come up for you. Work through your fears. Moon in Scorpio. and bring love into the situation. Okay, so let's place our angel wings here. So communicate clearly, bring love into the situation and work through your fears. So what I'm seeing is some anxiety around having to have a conversation with someone. Now, within your dreams, you may be finding that your dreams are helping you to find courage. Your dreams are trying to inspire you to feel okay about a level of communication it's kind of needed if we're going to kind of move something forwards here. Let go gracefully. Empower yourself. Okay. So what I'm seeing here as well, let go gracefully, empower yourself. Do you know, I think some of you are needing to have, it's kind of like that difficult conversation where you actually kind of almost like have to say no to somebody, or have to leave a situation, or you know, something is needing you to move away from it here. This is really coming through very clearly. This card says something in your life is calling for you to let go gracefully. For some of you as well, even, you know, I think that there might be some conversations going on within your mind where you're going over and over something. And that's sort of what I'm feeling, like a sense of, it's not entrenchment, but for some of you, it's about how to have that conversation with somebody. And your dreams are giving you clues as to how best to kind of have that conversation. But let's move these over here, because I think these cards here are going to give us an indication as to how best to move forwards here, okay? Bringing love into the situation is what grace, the card of grace, is all about. And let go gracefully is sort of saying, look, whatever has taken place in the past, it's time to move forwards, and letting go will make way for the new. Whether this is a person, a situation, an outdated thought or behavior pattern, this card comes to assure you that new horizons are waiting for you. There's a big affirmation here about moving, about empowering yourself, but also recognizing that, you know, in our manifestations, we have power over ourselves, but we don't have power over anyone else. We don't have power over other people's actions, but we can choose what we do. There's definitely been some concern or anxiety around either having that conversation or even leaving something and stepping into the unknown. But this card is asking you to really honor your right to choose. You know, the card of empower yourself is all about your personal choices, your free will, your conscious choice. Now, what keeps coming into my mind, some of you might find that you are dreaming in your dreams of, you may have dreams about your teeth. I'm just voicing this because this is coming through, and so this may seem random if some of you are not having dreams, but if you're having dreams about your teeth, or you're facing animals with ferocious teeth, teeth in our dreams often speak of empowerment or indeed disempowerment. Now, I worked as for those of you who are new to this channel, I worked as a therapist for over 28 years. I was an accredited counsellor. And I have worked for years and years with dreams and do lots of dream analysis and things. You know, when our teeth kind of fall out in a dream, it generally means we're feeling kind of impotent and disempowered, and we don't know how to take action. And sometimes within our dreamscape, we find ourselves growing teeth or aligning with an animal guide who is coming into our dreams with teeth to show us that we need to step up and defend ourselves. If you find you're having animals like a badger showing up in your world, and whether that is just in passing or literally, you know, it can happen literally in your real, you know, your real circumstances, or a badger showing up in your dreams, it's about empowerment. It's knowing when to defend and when not. I remember it was a personal situation, but I was having to navigate quite a situation where actually a group of people were definitely and I would say at that point succeeding in kind of actually creating a situation of disempowerment around me. It was quite a few years ago, and I was going to a dance class that evening, and I came out and bang, right in the middle of a city. Just as I went down to my car park, there a badger literally walked across my path. It stopped and it looked at me, and this was bang in the middle of a very big city. Looked at me straight in the eye. It stopped, you know, we had like a connection, and then on it moved. And I came home and I looked up. I didn't at that time know what the symbolism or the meaning of badger energy was, but there it was. It was about knowing when to defend what matters. And again, there is something about, I feel that some of you have been pushed into a position where you maybe have needed to defend yourself, or you haven't been able to communicate clearly. And it's time in a way to shift, I think, from a defensive place and move into a space of empowerment where you simply choose. You can choose to walk away. We can't fix others. We can't make people behave well. So there is something taking place for some of you. Now we have the Two of Pentacles. This is, I think, going to show us how to move forwards. We have the Chariot, so things are going to move. We have the Ace of Pentacles. Here we go. We have the Three of Swords and the Six of Swords. I'm working out where best to place my angel wings. I think just here, actually. Let's move these cards up here. Okay, this is showing us the outcome here of the situation. This is what your dreams are trying to encourage you to kind of move into this space of movement, of taking something forwards. Excuse me. I'm rearranging my cards and my wings, but I kind of like to have, I can see I have a screen to one side, and I like to have everything there so that I know that you can see the cards really clearly. So this is about bringing you back into balance. Your dreams are inviting you. So for some of you, it's finding a way of communicating, but you know, the communication is about letting go and empowering yourself. And this reading is saying to you that to move something forwards, it may not necessarily mean that you stay and fix something. You know, sometimes we can stay too long in a situation. We can stay longer than we should, or we can keep trying, going back, trying again and again to fix something. And this is sort of saying, also, don't beat yourself up. You know, the Three of Swords is, in a way, it's an indication that a conflict is coming to an end, and sometimes the Three of Swords can indicate a healing and a repairing of a broken heart. But this has, something has kind of had quite a big impact on you, and you know, I think for some of you, the communication is also about communicating clearly with yourself, bringing yourself back into balance. Being kind to yourself, bring love into the situation, work through your fears. You know, maybe for some of you, if you've stayed in a situation too long, it's for fear of either feeling the impact of what will happen if you walk away. So for some of you, it's concern about how the other person will respond. For others, it's genuinely concern for yourself and stepping into the new. Now, the Six of Swords is a leaving behind. It's a reminiscing. It's a card of nostalgia. So there will be some sadness around this situation. But your dreams are saying to you, look, communication here is the key. Your current situation, communication is the key here. Whether you are needing to listen carefully to not just what is said to you, but what isn't being said to you, and act accordingly. Whether you are needing to have that conversation with yourself where you stop beating yourself up and let go of the inner critic and you give yourself the right and entitlement to act on your own free will and conscious choice. You know, whatever your situation, bringing yourself back into balance, because something has been, I think, out of balance here. Maybe again, you're around somebody who is, they don't listen actually very well to what you're saying. And I think if you are working overtime to try and find ways to communicate with someone, but they're just, it's like you're sowing seeds, but you're sowing seeds of, you know, through your communications, but every time you sow the seeds, it's like they're landing on concrete. You know, that person can't hear you. You know, sometimes people really can't, just because they're not, it isn't even that sometimes they don't want to, they just can't. And that they're not developmentally in a place where they have that receptivity or that availability. If that's the case, again, let go gracefully. Everything here is saying, look, your dreams are speaking of communication, and they are wanting you to move to a space of new beginnings, and not to beat yourself up, to empower yourself. Your situations, you will know what this reading is meaning in your own unique world, your own unique situation, but it is time to empower yourself. I'm going to draw a couple of runes actually. Things will move forwards, you know. This reading is saying, it's really giving you a lot of reassurance, and this is the communication that maybe, you know, maybe for some of you, you're in your dreams, of course, perception and interpretation are everything. You know, sometimes we have a dream and we think, well, what did that mean? Is it telling me that I should try to communicate more, that I should work harder at this? But actually the work might be to work harder at the communication with yourself, to empower yourself. You know, if we see, so interpretation is really very important, because it's the same when we read the tarot. It's, you know, the cards have very distinct messages, but it's the storytelling that comes from within them and what comes through to us. I think if you bring yourself back into balance and stop beating yourself up over something, things will move forwards really very quickly. This is the empowerment. Work through your fears. You know, because we have Ace of Pentacles here, a new beginning, and yes, there is, I think there is sadness at letting something go. Okay, we have the rune of the self. Now the rune of the self is really interesting, because it's actually, if you took the rune of joy, which looks like a P, and you split it in half, this is like the rune of joy facing each other. That's what this rune is. What this rune is saying to me today is you are, again, it's about you being the source of the change and giving yourself permission to be the source of that change. You know, that recognition that what we see in others is sometimes a mirror of something. So sometimes we project almost like actually the best part of ourselves onto others. We imagine that they are a really good person, that they mean well, but they might not be entirely honest. Their words may not be completely honest. But we're sort of like creating an illusion because we want to see the best in someone. Sometimes we see the worst in someone, and it's actually an aspect of ourselves that's being shown to us that we can actually attend to. But everything is about empowerment here, and empowerment through your own free will and conscious choice. So this card actually says, you know, empowerment does not mean we have power over others. It means we have power over ourselves. We honour our capacity for free will and conscious choice whilst honouring the same in others. This card asks you to evaluate your present situation and to take an ownership of your right to choose, with a recognition of the entitlement of others to do the same. We have the rune of constraint, and we have the rune of Berkana, of growth. Now, these are very interesting runes, because first of all, this is asking you to be focused on yourself. You know, put down the concerns and worries of others and be focused. Your dreams, again, are going to be pulling you into and showing you the need, whatever the circumstance, the need to actually listen to yourself. That's coming through very clearly. Listen to yourself, okay? There is some constraint around you. This is the rune of constraint. It's interesting, you know, I was concerned, thinking, gosh, we have 3 of Swords, 6 of Swords sitting at the root here, below the movement forwards. This is, you know, showing us what is in the unconscious. So you may even be getting some kind of fearful nightmares, you know, night terrors and things. Work through your fears. New moon in Scorpio. So you may be getting some quite deep, dark dreams at the moment. Again, everything here is about empowerment. You know, you can ask for support when you go to sleep. You can ask the angels, particularly Archangel Michael, to come into your dreams and give you some guidance. You know, Archangel Michael brings courage and strength, and to show you the next step. But I actually feel very positive about this reading, even though I can see there's something that is quite challenging around you. We have the rune of growth. I mean, this is the rune Berkana. This is a whole new phase of life. It's a rune of promise. It's a rune that is full of delight, of potential, of possibility. And we have the Ace of Pentacles. This is a new beginning, a new regime of health. And that health may be physical, it may be emotional, you know, it may be psychological. And the Chariot says things will move forwards here. So I feel very positive for you guys, but what I can see is that there is an energy of constraint or restriction. I think for some of you that there has been a somebody or a circumstance which is feeling like it's like somebody trying to cramp your style or slightly put you down, which is why there's a need for you. I'm going to use the word manipulative. I think for some of you, this won't be for all, but for some of you, somebody who's been a little bit manipulative. And for some of you, even in the past, you know, maybe you grew up in a household where someone was manipulative or maybe even a little bit narcissistic, a family member, which meant that it's almost as though it's sort of familiar to you. It means that you tolerate something that other people wouldn't tolerate. You know, sometimes if we've grown up in an environment that was not good, we're so sort of used to it that it creates like a blind spot. It's like we don't want it because we grew up with it and we didn't like it. But it's almost as though we want to see the best in people, so we don't necessarily look for their faults, because we're always looking for that, for the, you know, the better. And it also means that people who are manipulative, sometimes we put up with stuff we shouldn't put up with. You know, it's like it has to get very, very bad before we decide that we're going to let go, whereas somebody else might just say, oh, I'm not having that, and they would just leave. So there's a really big learning area here for you. There's an area of very profound growth, and the growth and the lesson that's been brought to you here is for you to learn the entitlement to make your own personal choices, not to ruminate, to let go of that inner critic, that self-doubt that comes if you've grown up with anybody narcissistic in your family, you know, or anybody who was very critical. We carry on being critical of ourselves. It's time to let that go. You know, let it go. There is a new beginning here. And Berkana is so full of, for me, it's like a rune of prosperity, personal prosperity. So I feel like there's this avenue of potential it's like Spirit is saying to you, look, there is a doorway here, a window of opportunity and possibility. And actually in your dreams, we are going to give you messages and communications to empower yourself, to navigate these fears, to come through and to shift and to move forwards and to take charge of this situation for yourself. Beautiful people of reading number 1, I think I'm going to leave this reading here, I find it actually has a real inspirational flow for me of those pivotal moments of growth where we really can take an ownership, you know, of kind of, it's almost like some life lesson that enables us to be stronger, bigger, better, and really grasp the things we really, really want, because there's such an exciting space of new beginning here. So wonderful reading number one. People, if you have enjoyed this reading, it's one of my more spontaneous ones, but I'm putting them in like a playlist. They're timeless readings. They apply to any kind of situation where we often are faced with situations, questions, decisions, dreams, all kinds of stuff. So I'm creating a playlist of extra readings that apply at any time in our lives. So they should be easy to find. But you know, if you want to get notification of any of the readings I post every Sunday for weekly guidance, or if you want notification of any that I do spontaneously, if you subscribe and press the little bell icon as well, they should come into your stream. And thank you so much to those of you who are already subscribed to this lovely channel. Thank you for being a part of this community. And guys, I have a monthly prize draw where I give away a free private reading and some cards as well. So if you want to be in that, it is a subscriber offer. Then add yourself once you have subscribed to the subscriber email list, and I will put all those links in the information box below. Tons and tons of love to you. Your dreams, spirit is speaking to you through your dreams, and this is an invitation for personal empowerment and a pathway to a new window of potential, of possibility, and of success. Tons and tons of love to you. Welcome, reading number 2 with the beautiful gold angel wings. There's something better. Your angels are speaking to you. There's something better. So I'm wondering what your dreams are showing up. Let's have a look at your oracle cards. Stay on course. Okay, so this is saying you're facing some really big stuff in your life right now. This card is a request that you keep going and you stay on course, however challenging this may feel. So you're working towards something. It says, be reassured that right now this is the appropriate way forwards. The universe supports your direction. Slow and steady progress is assured. This feels like you're moving to something. And, you know, for some of you, you may be feeling like you're working your socks off and it's not yet showing up, but you're on track. Shine. Oh, this is reading number 2. This is beautiful. The energy of shine. The time is right for you to spread your wings and soar because you have something valuable to share. Bring forth your greatest contribution. Step into your fullest potential. Show the world the real you. Reach out and shine. The universe supports your growth. You guys, I'm seeing are working on something. Now, your dreams, I think, are probably showing up with encouragement. What you might also find, you know, in your dreams at the moment, that there may actually be some quite specific things that come into your dreams at this present time, excuse me, that are like if you're working on a project, for example, and it's as if there is something else will be shown to you, a little nugget of information will come through almost like randomly in your dreams, and that nugget of information is a little piece of something to put into that project, or to steer you, or to edge you along in some way, shape or form. It may just be that your current situation, you're working to move forwards. And this is really right, but it's feeling like there is work, and that maybe sometimes you feel like you're just working at this and it isn't happening quickly enough. Excuse me. I'm going to draw a moon card. Oh, a new romantic cycle begins. New moon in Libra. The energy is gaining momentum. This is lovely. Beautiful reading number 2, people. This is absolutely lovely. I am already really enjoying sitting in the energy of this. Let me see if I can move these cards. Will we get them all into the reading? We need to move our beautiful little heart down. There. Kind of like to make sure that they're all going to be in the camera view for you, so you can see them really clearly. I'm going to bring up our heart. It feels really relevant to have this beautiful selenite heart here. It's the energy of the moon. Selenite gets its name from the moon goddess, Selene. Of course, it just really does, like the moon, it draws and attracts light. Very beautiful energy. So, stay on course. Okay. You're working at something. Now, for some of you, it is to do with relationship. A new romantic cycle begins. But you know, I also feel for some of you, I said, you know, if you're working on a project or something, so if you're working on an existing relationship or some creative project, kind of feel like you're going to fall in love with it again. Okay. It's, you know, when we work at something, and this can be a relationship, any kind of aspect of your world actually, and we get tired and we are exhausted and we've put in so much time and energy, but we haven't yet seen the results. It's going to move forwards. This is, your dreams are telling you, you know, something better is awaiting you. Okay, something better is coming here for you. And I do think if it is a creative project in some way, then it's going to be something that brings the spark back into your working world. And if it is to do with love, if you are in a difficult situation, or you've been working at a relationship, or working hard to draw in a soulmate, to attract a soulmate, you know, it's going to, you know, stay on track. Don't give up. Don't step away at this point in time. Okay, so there's been a bit of worry about this. I always feel with the 5, it kind of tells me that maybe we have Justice and the Queen of Cups. It's quite interesting. They both kind of came out in reverse. I'm going to put them in the upright position, but I will speak a little bit about that as well. What this was showing me here, you know, you're worrying. For me, it always says that the worry is sort of not unnecessary, but you know when we worry constantly about something, we feel, and in the end, the worry begins to make what we're doing feel like hard work. It's like, you know, it's like worrying that something's never going to happen, it's never going to come to fruition, you know, my idea isn't good enough, or in relationship, maybe even for some of you, I'm not good enough, you know, that sort of edge of self-doubt, that concern, that fear, you know, all the good ones are taken, that kind of stuff. And actually, this is sort of saying stop worrying about this, because your worry is actually, you know, causing you to be imbalanced. That's why this came out in reverse, and it's affecting your manifestation. Okay, these came out this way. I'm going to put them in the upright position, because this reading is sort of saying to you, your dreams are trying to inspire you to move away from worry. Your dreams, you may find in your dreams you're being shown openings, windows, like lights at the end of a tunnel, or if you are in a dream where you're underwater, you may see a shaft of light coming through. Your dreams are trying to tell you that the timing is right for you, and that whatever you are doing, you're actually getting it right, okay, in your actions. But I think there's an out of balance between what I would call what you're actually doing, or how you're doing something, the energy you're bringing into it, and your thinking patterns. You know, one of the biggest challenges in manifestation is when we are out of sync within ourselves. So it's like we're doing all the right things. So let's say you're calling in a soulmate, you've joined a dating site, you're starting to go to, maybe as things are opening up in your world, you're stepping out of your comfort zone, you're going to social events, but a part of you inside is saying, well, it hasn't happened yet and I've made all this effort. So we get into that sort of quite depressive way of thinking. Your dreams are trying to shine a light on something. Also, for some of you, this message won't be for all of you, but for some of you, please don't accept less than your worth. Okay? Don't accept less than your worth. You know, write a list of the qualities, the things that you're looking for in some way, and then stay on course. The Five of Swords is interesting, you know, because if you think about it, when we worry about something, if thoughts thoughts are a creative tool, and a lot of the time our thoughts are not very conscious, they're just running along all on their own, or mine certainly do anyway. I was horrified when I stopped and really paid attention to my kind of inner dialogue. And actually, I always thought I'm a really positive person, and I am, but actually there are big pockets in my mind when it's left to its own devices where it can run away with itself, and those are not helpful, because I realized I was overly thinking in a more negative way. And so if you think of an intention as a focused thought, and a prayer is a focused thought, but you know, a worry is also a focused thought. And sometimes if we are incessantly worrying, it's like we're doing all this work to make something happen, and the universe is just sitting there waiting to open the door for us. But then our worry kind of blocks it. Our worry kind of closes the door or shrouds us from being able to see it. So it's the thinking that needs to be brought back into balance, because, you know, and don't settle for less than you really deserve and want. You know, your dreams again may be showing you some kind of comparisons or some things that are out of balance. There may even be some aspects of your dreams where people are coming into your dreams from the past, where or someone is coming in where you almost you moved on, and now you're wondering if actually should you have stayed with that, you know, if that's a relationship of history. And this reading is sort of saying, no, there's something better, you did the right thing, you're on course actually. Okay, yeah, look, we have here the Six of Cups, and so there is some sort of looking back here, again, a little bit of nostalgia going on. Yeah, I think for some of you there may well be somebody, but look at you, you know, manifesting here, Page of Pentacles. You know, you can make your dreams real here. You've kind of got to believe in them, okay? And everything here is sort of saying, you know, your dreams will be trying to give you, again, little pieces of inspiration. Even if you have a dream where someone's showing up from the past, all it's doing is showing you that that person was a stepping stone to where you are now. They brought a contribution into your life that enabled you to get clearer about what you're looking for, okay? And so they played a purpose, they gave you a gift, and the gift was not to keep you feeling as if you're not worthy. The gift was actually there to help you to see with greater clarity what you really, really want. Now, a new romantic cycle begins here. It's time to shine. It's very interesting. These readings are, of course, we are asking Spirit, you know, what are our dreams showing, you know, in this instance, people of reading number 2. And it's fascinating for me how the cards are coming out and showing us what is, you know, what is the motivation, what is Spirit wanting you to know and to see, and then the unconscious stuff, which of course is what our dreams are all about. Our dreams are processing the unconscious stuff so that we are free then, you know, to effectively manifest. If you are looking for love, really truly, it is really, really, I feel like it's quite imminent. I think it's going to move forwards. If you are working on something, I feel it will move forwards if you shift your energy and love what you do for the sake of the doing of it. And draw runes. Yeah, look at this. We have the rune of the warrior and the rune of flow. The rune of the warrior is the rune of discernment. You know, the rune of the warrior, it's like we have a clear direction, we cut away the old, we make choices and decisions, we let go of the stuff that no longer serves us, and we move forwards. And the rune of flow suggests the gathering of momentum. We're going to flow into a new space of being, a new space of happening, a new space of creation. This card is just beautiful. The time is right for you to spread your wings and soar. You have something valuable to share. Okay, now this could be sharing of you within a relationship, a new romantic cycle, or you have something to bring into the world. You know, to have a voice, to write that song, to, you know, write that poetry, to paint that picture, to create that product, to give, to teach, to show, to honor, to be. All of these things are right for you. Bring forth your greatest contributions, step into your fullest potential, show the world the real you, reach out and shine. The universe supports your growth. Another message coming through. This will be relevant to some and not all. Some of you are fearful of being judged. Okay, it's like previously when you've stepped up. If you stepped up and tried to shine, you got put down. Okay, but it's time to put that down. There's so much balance coming in here. Look at this. We have the scales here, new moon in Libra, and the scales on justice. You know, it's time. The timing is perfect for you. And the key is keeping your own energy in balance. Okay, guys, I have some additional cards here. I feel quite strongly. I just want to draw a couple of extra cards from another pack. This is a Angels of Abundance pack. I just feel like I'm really drawn to draw just a couple more cards for this. Yes, ask for your needs to be met. God and the angels can only come to your aid if you make a free will choice to be helped, and if it begins with asking. It doesn't matter how you ask God for help, but only that you do so. The same holds true with clearly asking other people to assist you. Okay. Detox your friendships. This is really interesting. Yeah, for fear of being judged. Your abundance flow is being affected by the people with whom you're spending time. So be discerning. This is the rune of discernment. Be discerning about your associations and relationships. Choose to be with people who are inspiring, generous, and supportive. Yeah, again, this is the judgment. It's really interesting because I do think, you know, sometimes people we hang out with, they can be very happy with us in our little circle. And then if you start to step up and to really step into your fullest potential, even though they kind of love you and care about you, they want to support you, but they kind of don't, because you're going to move on and you're going to shine and they're going to feel not so great. And actually, really, you need to be the inspiration to show them that this is possible and not allow them to erode their energy and their perspectives, to erode your own balance. Oh, employment change. Your career path is leading you in a higher direction with positive changes to support your dreams, priorities, passion, and life purpose. Trust that these changes will help you release the old and welcome the new. You are being supported each step of the way. I said at the beginning, I feel like you guys are working really hard at something, and if it hasn't yet happened, it's just... It will. The timing is perfect. It's like I did say, for some of you, it's the romantic card here, a new romantic cycle. It's like you are falling in love with what you do again. And this is really key to your energy in terms of your manifestations. And for some of you, I'm sure it is about relationship, but actually, yeah, there's something about investing in putting down that worry and enjoy every minute of the creative process as well as just the end goal. Wonderful reading number 2. I think I'm wrapping this up because you are moving through and into a space of betterness. You really are. So this is lovely. This is such an acknowledgement, and in your dreams I'm really seeing pieces of information coming through to you that will help to bring you the guidance. When we go to sleep, we can ask for guidance to be brought to us in our dreams. If you make a routine, a habit, a ritual of asking for help in your dreams every night, you won't always remember them, but they'll still be taking place. Even if you don't have recall, you will still be dreaming and the work will still be there and supporting you. Wonderful friends, thank you for joining me for this reading. I hope that you have enjoyed it. If you have and you would like to get notification of any of my readings as I post them, these are, you know, spontaneous ones. I'm putting these timeless readings into a playlist so you can access them all really quickly, because we often in our lives have questions, decisions, pathways, dreams, all kinds of stuff. So I will put all of these in a playlist so they're easy to find. And yeah, if you would like to get notification, if you subscribe and press the little bell icon, then my readings should come into your stream, and I post every Sunday for weekly guidance too. And yeah, lastly but not leastly, I give away a free private reading every month, and if you'd like to be in that draw, that prize draw, I give cards away as well, oracle cards. If you would like to be in that draw, it's a subscriber offer, so when you have subscribed, you can add yourself, if you wish to my subscriber email list, and I will just put all the links in the information box below and the comments as well for phone users. So tons and tons of love to you. And reading number 2, stay on course. This is the time. The time is so right for you to shine. And yeah, you are moving to something better, which is just beautiful. It's like the universe and spirit are really supporting you, and the energy will gain momentum. So even if you have been working so hard and feeling like it's not getting anywhere, it will do. It's going to take off. It's going to move forwards. Anyway, tons and tons of love to you. Welcome, reading number 3. There's no need to worry. Okay, so there's a strong message here. So something is weighing heavy for you guys, and it may be coming through in your dreams. You may be waking up feeling tired, or okay, so we have the card of yes. This is such a powerful card. What are you waiting for? The answer to your question is yes. Oh gosh, your dreams must be quite magical at the moment. Miracles. Okay, we tend to perceive miracles only when our personal desires are met. And yet when we look back, all of us will be able to recall a crisis or a challenge that ultimately proved to be a miraculous turning point. Okay, and an extraordinary gift. This card asks you to see the miracles that surround you right now and in every situation. I love this card. So these are just cards of flowing positivity, okay? There's no need to worry. There's something around you that maybe you are either concerned about, or you are maybe have even been procrastinating a little bit about, uncertain as to what way to move, how to move forwards, or what to say, or what to do, or whether you should or you shouldn't. But actually, you know, you may be finding in your dreams that you are sort of almost like you might find that you're torn, that there's more than one pathway to take, or you're uncertain. There's something taking place here, your dreams, but your dreams are trying to encourage you to be able to embrace something, to bring something in. See what we're shown. Your hard work is paying off. New moon in Capricorn. You and your loved ones are safe. Gosh, there's a big and new moon in Cancer. Wow, this is really very powerful. Very, very powerful. There's been some real, I'm kind of seeing like a, there's real anxiety and real concern here. You've been worrying, excuse me, you've really been worrying about something in a big, big way. And I think your dreams are trying to show you that, you know, there will be a solution here, even if you can't see it yet. Let's draw your tarot cards. Ace of Wands. And the Magician. Wow. This is very powerful reading. Reading number 3. The Wheel. Gosh. Queen of Cups, 9 of Pentacles. Okay. Ooh. Gosh, I feel like there is so much light around you. You've had to deal with something really quite big, and your dreams are helping you to kind of process this. You know, something took place in your world, I think, that was, it was very, very challenging. And when that happens, you know, I'd almost venture to use the word sort of trauma. You know, when something happens, it's almost like we then are fearful that, you know, it will never end or it will happen again. And actually you are, I think you are at a turning point. You know, there is a space of new beginning around you, Ace of Wands. You know, that creative spark of the new is around you. The Magician is the alchemist. And the Wheel is, you know, things are turning. Things are changing. You know, the dice are rolling. You know, you're able to begin to kind of like to feel again. I think you were almost numbed by circumstances. Or for some of you, you know, when you have to just do lots of things because they have to be done and there's not enough time to slow down and process your feelings. I think in your dream world right now, you might find that emotions are being processed. And even if this happens when you are asleep and you don't have dream recall, because we don't always, we're still dreaming. We still have the REM, the dream sleep. Even if we don't recall our dreams, our dreams will still be working. Our dreamscape will still be processing our experiences. I think your dreamscape is working very, very hard for you at the moment. And it's helping you to adjust from a place where there wasn't any safety, where it felt like things were out of your control, to a place where now you are able to begin to regain control, and the dice is shifting, and you begin to see that despite everything, that some of the circumstances that are now presenting themselves to you wouldn't have come about without you know, the event that took place or the circumstances. But it's a very big shift, and it's quite a challenging shift, because it means we have to view even adversity as a space of possibility, and that takes a kind of a higher mind, and it takes, you know, a strong sense of spiritual belief and trust. And what is interesting here, though, is 9 of Pentacles sitting under your hard work is paying off. For me, the 9 of Pentacles, it's a card that says, do you know what? You did it. Here you are. You've got through this. You did it. You did the work. This is amazing. You can relax now. You're here. You're safe. This is amazing. You did it. Here you are in this space of new beginnings. You've navigated something difficult. This really is a card that says, wow, you know, and you don't need anyone else to tell you that you did it, because you know that you did. It's like it's not a card that requires any kind of external validation. It's a card that is you, your own personal. This for me is like self-worth. You did the right thing. You did everything you could, and you know you did everything you could. You are deserving of the honor of whatever is now coming your way. In fact, I feel like there's something coming into your life. New beginnings, the Magician, the wheel is turning. There's something about you being able to now receive something that is new, fresh, vibrant, a gift, a new set of circumstances, the new job, the new relationship, it's like you've done what you needed to do. And it's now your time. You don't need to worry anymore. You can put down the worry. I keep feeling like I want to say you're safe. You know, again, you and your loved ones are safe. You are safe. You don't have to carry that high alert. I feel like there's been a, you know, like when we move into a space of I'm going to call it healthy fear and anxiety. So I know we don't think of fear as an emotion that's healthy. For anyone that's new to me and my channel, I worked as an accredited counsellor for 28 years. My work now is really spiritually orientated. But I have a library, it's completely free. I will put the link in the information box, but it's www.azemotionalhealth.com. And I wrote a book called Mindfulness Meets Emotional Awareness. Now, I'm not here to plug my books, but that book will teach you how to understand even your most challenging emotions. It teaches you how they have a healthy component. So fear and anxiety, they are, for example, if you're faced with a fearful situation, you need to move into high alert and you need to act. If you have no connection to fear, you could meet somebody who's very dangerous in the street and your instincts will be switched off and you won't react. If you meet somebody, you know, or a car comes careering down the street, your fear will kick in, the adrenaline will be there and you will move out of the way of that car instantly, and so you will be safe. You know, so fear has a place and a part to play in our lives. So actually does anxiety. The problem comes with us as human beings because when our volume control is turned up, we're not very good at turning it back down again. So we come through a situation, especially if it's a situation that was kind of prolonged, you know, and that's what I'm seeing for some of you. A prolonged situation where the volume control went up and up and up and it kind of got stuck on high. It's now time to turn it down. So your dreams are trying to speak to you, that they'll be trying to show you things that enable you to turn the volume down. What you'll find if you have a recall in your dreams is that you may find yourself walking from a situation into a space of greater calmness. There's a lot of light around you. You may also find in your dreams there are messages of affirmation in terms of your own, it's like honoring yourself. Because, yeah, everything here is sort of asking you and speaking to you about the process of something that was challenging. So even if your dreams revisit an event that was challenging or difficult, what they will probably also contain are signs and signals to help you to turn that volume control back down again. You know, honestly, truly, if you have ever experienced a trauma, I can tell you this, having worked with, you know, literally over the years, thousands of people, you know, full-time practice over 28 years, there's a lot of people. And honestly, I can tell you, if you have ever experienced something difficult, you will have a high alert system that is second to none. So you don't ever have to be fearful that if you find yourself in a dangerous position, you won't be able to act. Trust me, your alert system will be so finely tuned that the slightest thing comes along and your alert system will volume turned up straight away for you. You will be an expert at this stuff. The key is learning to turn it back down again when you don't need it, and to trust that it's there in you and you can use it when you need it, you know, with discernment. It's actually time to say yes to life again. It's time to say yes to the vibrancy of creation. You've worked so hard to move something forwards, to come out the other side. And it's now time for you to do so. And this reading is honouring the work that you put in to be where you are today. It's really beautiful. You know, really, really, I can feel it in my heart. Literally, you've worked so hard to come through and out the other side, and it's time just to turn that volume control back down. I'm going to draw some runes. We have the rune of protection and the rune of growth. Okay, I'm going to leave them at that. The rune of protection. The rune of protection is a rune, what I feel it's actually voicing here is actually, again, you are protected. There is light around you. It's coming here purely as reassurance to you. You are protected. It's time for a new phase in life. Berkana is the rune of growth, of new opportunity, of possibility, of a whole new phase of life. You are protected, you are loved, you and your loved ones are safe. There has been a challenging situation which really didn't feel safe and it wasn't okay, but you did what you could, and it's time to honour all that you did and give yourself permission to move into a space of possibility now. It's a new phase, it's a new time of new growth, and your dreams are helping you to process this transition where you let go of the worry and the fear and you begin to seat yourself in a space of new possibility with renewed trust, actually. And the trust is bigger than just, it's like trust in the bigger picture and also trust in yourself. You know, there is a re-establishment of trust coming through here, I think, as well. Beautiful reading number 3. I really want to honour you guys. You know, just you did it. You come through something. You know, this is really now. This is now a new time of miracles for you. Say yes. You know, don't turn yourself away from situations because you feel you need to manage everything. Open yourself up to receive. You know, beautiful people from reading number 3. If you have resonated with this reading and you'd like to get notification of any of my readings, do press subscribe and the little bell icon. You should get them into your stream then. And beautiful people, I actually every month I give a free private reading away to somebody, to one of my subscribers, and also some cards, some oracle cards. So if you would like to be in that monthly prize draw, it's a subscriber offer. You can add yourself once you've subscribed to the subscriber email list, and I will put the link in the information box below, along with the link to the library. If you want to access that library, it's completely free. It will always be free. It's a resource that is just full of stuff to help navigate emotions. It was like something that I wanted to share information with people as I kind of moved away from my therapeutic practice. You know, I wanted to share information about emotions particularly. And you know, there's just a ton of stuff in that library of resources to help understand emotions and navigate them from, you know, understanding emotions as a source of empowerment, you know, rather than something to be fearful of, because we often view emotions in a very black and white kind of way, and actually there's a lot more to our emotions than that. They are actually a genuine gift and a miracle when we understand how to use them in that way. Wonderful I was going to say readers, wonderful reading number 3 people. Just so much love and so much respect to you, because I can see you have really navigated something and your dreamscape is telling you it's time for the new. Say yes. Tons of love to you.